Alrighty, hello people, and welcome. Is this position? I guess that is. Alright, so before I get into some of this stuff, I was gonna play last night and record last night, but man, I don't know. I was going through Corpse Explosion, trying to set up a build, and man, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, at least not what looks like the traditional way anyways. But first, let's have a look. Let's see, take a look at my former friend. He's still only at level 764. He's been playing this for 52 hours, 44 minutes. How long have I been playing for? $40 hours. So he's been playing for... He's got a lot more game time in than me. This my build. Okay, these were ideas I was toying with, which I'm going to get to in a minute. I just don't think I'm going to be able to... I don't think I'm going to be able to do that Corpse Explosion build. I'll tell you why in a moment. Let me just see what he's got. Level 764. He's still far below me. He's been playing for longer than me, but he's far below me. But he is Witch Doctor, but I don't think that matters, because Witch Doctors are pretty powerful this season, at least close to Necromancer, I think. Let's see. Alright, well he's made some progress. Okay, he did that at 760. Level 760 at 743 today, a couple hours ago. Doesn't say. I'm not sure what his build was, but all right, come on, listen people, listen. Okay, pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, he's at 102. First, let's stay at what was it? 102. 102 just barely made it. He made it by less than a second. I don't even think that's even close to the leaderboard yet. 102. Okay, he's not even on the leaderboards yet. Let's see if he's at least on the leaderboards for Spirit of Arachir. Nope. Alright, and I'll tell you why. Listen, he and I were good friends for a long time, but I gotta tell you, he just doesn't have a mind for the game, which is sad because he used to. Okay, look. You're wearing this Shukrani, and you got it in your cube. What is he thinking? You gotta get rid of this. Anything here will be good. Anything. You don't need both. Okay, that's number one. Second, okay, he's still not using the legendary gem that boosts primary skills. The Spider Queen is a primary skill. Why isn't he using it? I bet you he's looking at that critical hit. Oh, critical hit, 97%. That's so awesome. It's not, because the primary skills legendary gem also heals you. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. He used to be a really good friend, and then he just decided to unfriend me just because of a misunderstanding with something we were debating, and I just misunderstood what he was saying, and he got all mad, and I tried to explain to him his misunderstanding, and he was like, oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore. So he unfriended me, blocked me on Messenger. All right, I'm actually better off without him, but But man, he is a dog shit player. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all dogs out there. I'm not trying to offend you. Ease. Is that... Did he... I don't think that's right. He's got that weapon in offhand, at least showing there. This hasn't been transmogged. I don't think that's right. Unless he just switched it just now and it's just not there on inspect. Let me just see. It don't matter. It don't matter. Forget it. Alright. But yeah. He's... I don't get it. He could be doing... He should at least be on the leaderboards by now. He should at least be there. It's not that hard. Alright, so yeah, I was... you know, I was thinking about corpse explosion, and the more and more I was putting together a build for it, I was just looking, I was like, oh, it's just no fun, because it's basically the same as Corpse Lance was. Corpse Lance was a few seasons ago, and it's basically just Land of the Dead, where you get infinite number of corpses for 10 seconds or whatever it is, and while you got those, you're doing your corpse explosion. Let's see if I can find... Matter of fact, that's probably what Pestilence is right now. It's based off of Pestilence, and it was the primary Necromancer build for quite a while. Let's see if this person's got it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, basically here it is, and the only difference is that this used to be Corpse Lance. Okay, this used to be Corpse Lance. And probably, and I'm kind of surprised, this probably still should be Corpse Lance. Because you fire an extra Corpse Lance at a nearby enemy. Granted, Corpse Explosion is also boosted, but... the shoulders would be here normally. The shoulders that boost Corpse Lance, and then you would get... well, I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but... okay, this can't be right. I don't know why he's got Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac here. He doesn't have a... unless he's using this. He doesn't have an attack against anyone. Anyways, this kind of comes into mind because this is kind of what I was thinking too. Anyways, you Land of the Dead, hit Land of the Dead, and while Land of the Dead is going off, you do your corpse explosions. The problem I don't like about it is that this has got a 120-second cooldown, and even if you've got, you know, something like this or a whole bunch of cooldown time, it still takes a long time for this to come back. And during the time that you're waiting, you've got nothing. You can't do anything because your whole build is based off of corpses, and you don't have any corpses because you don't get corpses till you hit Land of the Dead. Just doesn't sound fun to me at all. And as I was putting together, you know, the build, you know, there's different ways you can go about it. You could use a poison variation. This person is not using the poison variation. But it's still basically all the same concept. And I had thought, one of the things I wanted to kind of do was I wanted to be active while I'm waiting for Land of the Dead to come back. And I had thought that if I could use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, see, it's a lot like the Archon build in for the wizard, where you go into Archon form, and then once you come out of Archon form, you have to wait until you can go back into Archon form. But that's not quite true, because when you're out of Archon form, you got to build up your 20 stacks of Chantodo, if you've ever played that build. So at least you've got something to do while you're out of Archon form. With this build here, with Corpse Explosion, you don't have anything that you can do until this comes back. But I was thinking, well, what if I could use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac to attack with a resource spending attack to get this to come back faster? And it might have worked, except for the fact that all of the resource spending attacks that the Necromancer has are all pretty expensive. And, you know, at 300 essence, you know, I've got, what, 16? A few of those. I only got a few of these. You know, this is 50. I was hoping I was going to use the curses, and I was just going to spam the curses while out of Land of the Dead, but unfortunately the curses, as far as I can tell, do not trigger the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac effect. They do not get you back, they do not reduce the cooldown any of your skills, so you know, it just didn't work unless there's some way I can figure to greatly reduce the casting cost of, like, you know, this spell or this spell. You know, unless there's a way to greatly reduce that, it's just not going to work. And so basically, it's like I said, it's just, you know, I'm going to do Land of the Dead, and then Corpse Explosion. And once this ends, after, what, 10 seconds, then I've got to wait. Now it's got 120 second cooldown time. You can reduce that greatly, but still, you can't really do anything until it comes back. I don't think I can play that way. So instead, what I'm going to do is I am going to try and create a build like I had a few seasons ago, and I'll show you what it is. And I was pretty proud of this build. No one else really had this build. I think it was 17. No, maybe it was 19. Okay, yeah, this is the build. I don't think I had it season 20. No. Or 21. Okay, I still had it. Oh, that's different. This was a lot like the Corpse Lance build. At the time, they didn't have the buff to Corpse Explosion, but this was the Corpse Lance build. But I didn't just use Corpse Lance. I also used Grimsith. And so I still had the Corpse Lance, and I still had the Land of the Dead. So I would still use those, and I would use this, Land of the Dead, and then while I'm in Land of the Dead, I would Corpse Lance until this is done. But I had the benefit of, outside of this, I had my Grimsith attack. And it worked pretty well, especially if there were large numbers of creatures, because I could be swiping at them and killing them, and even the, you know, the elites around there, doing some pretty good damage. And, then once, of course, you know, Land of the Dead came back, then I would just go right back into Corpse Lance. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to assemble this build, but instead of Corpse Lance, I'm just going to go with Corpse Explosion. And there's some other things that I'm going to be able to change as well, because some things have changed since season 19. For example, this is the shoulders that works with Corpse Lance. Well, now, instead of this, it's going to be gloves. So I'm going to have the gloves that work with the corpse explosion. And instead of these shoulders, I will use the shoulders for the skeletal mage, because the skeletal mage is something that I use. And basically that's going to give me extra defense. It's going to give me an extra 50% damage reduction, because with this build, I'm almost always... I'm never at full health, and that's when you get the 50% damage reduction from those shoulders. I forget what they're called, but they're the shoulders for the skeletal mage. The way this works is this right here. Grimsith deals an extra X amount of damage for each point of essence it restores. If there's a lot of creatures on the board with one swing, I can get back like almost half of my essence usually. So that would be 150 approximately. So I'd be getting an additional 77% times 150. And it deals that to all of them that it hit. So it would do quite a bit of damage, a lot of damage. Not to mention I'm cursing them. And so since I'm cursing them, I'm gaining, damage reduction from this. They're getting an extra 198% in this case damage being done to them because they're cursed. So it all worked out. This worked out really, really well. And it worked out so well. 115, 13, 36. 115, 13, 36. I mean, I actually made it up to number 51 on the leaderboards this season. And I would have made it higher, except this was the season where the seasonal effect had the angels that come down from the sky after a 500 kill streak, and immediately they can kill the Rift Guardian all by themselves. So the Poison Nova build was uber powerful at this time if you knew how to use it correctly. I just didn't like the Poison Nova build. You had to really, really fish for good maps, and you had to really play it a certain way, and I just didn't like that play style. But I think my build was the best build aside from that. The only reason why I didn't get higher was because I only had 1,300 Paragon. I didn't have 25, 17, 29. I didn't have that much Paragon, so that's why a lot of people got higher than me. But I think my build was pretty good. And I'll actually be able to make some improvements. I already mentioned the shoulders, but also the, I can have a different pair of bracers on. Because my follower can wear this. My follower will also have Flavor of Time. I was using Frailty here. The Aura of Frailty. Mainly because I wanted this and this to automatically come in. I didn't want to do anything with it. But I might have done better with something else here. And I could possibly do something else here. Matter of fact, I was even using this Relena's Shadow Hook, which gave me half of my essence as bonus damage, which is about 150%. I'm not sure if the poison just wasn't, the Dainty's weapon. I'm just not sure if that was a thing back then, or maybe it got amped up since then. But I could definitely use that probably now, because I could use the poison. I used a cold here, but I could go with poison, 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 poison. I'm not sure if I would make poison out of Land of the Dead, but I would have at least 5 skills of poison damage. So instead of 150% from this, I could have 500%. So theoretically, it should do a lot more damage. I wouldn't need this overwhelming essence. I could instead have, virtually any other Maybe the poison one. I don't know. Not sure what I would use there, but you know. But this here, this could be. I could go with the curse that increases cooldown time, borrowed time, and reduces the damage that enemies do by, I think it's 30%. I could do that. But this combo here was a pretty good combination. This right here, Lorinel Sunstone with Unity and Shimizu. So whenever I'm below 22% life, all attacks are guaranteed critical hits. It was pretty nice because with this, I could hover below 22% life for quite a long time, doing critical hits to everything. And it was actually a pretty good combination. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. But I just think that for me, the biggest benefit is the fun value. It's just, I just can't picture myself having fun waiting around for Land of the Dead. You know, and if you don't kill something, let's say you get down to where it's just got one little sliver of health left, and your Land of the Dead runs out. You gotta wait the full cycle to be able to finish the elite off, you know? Whereas here with this, at least I'll have the Grimsith to do at least some damage to the enemy. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna try and recreate this. Now, I got up to 115. Now I did have the seasonal effect helping me out. I don't know if since there's no seasonal effect, I don't know how much that's gonna hurt me. But I would think that at least the extra that I have from the poison damage, Razes Volition, that's the one that it is. It's pretty. This one is a pretty weak one. It's only 38%. Okay, I gotta have Shimizu. I didn't actually put together the build yet. I was just kind of toying with the idea. And the other issue that I have is I don't have Ancient Legendary in very many of the items. This one is pretty crappy. I do kind of wish I could have made something work with that Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. You know, unless there's some way to drastically reduce the casting cost of some of those things. But I don't think there is, not without giving up a whole heck of a lot of stuff. Okay, and I got it. It's just, it's a really crappy version of it. Bracers, I think this is all I have, but these aren't bad. The Lacuni Prowlers, if you've got no other good bracers, these aren't bad because the Lacuni Prowlers have got 5 primary abilities. I don't know if I don't think there's anything that's gonna boost up either Grimsith or Land of the Dead. So if I can switch out that movement speed, let's say a bonus to poison damage, you know, that'd be ideal, I guess. Unity, Convention of the Elements. Dainties, Binding. Oh yeah, okay, I got these now. Well, okay, now I probably won't want these. And this is one of the kind of the bad, or sort of, the only downside to this build is that you're attacking with 2 different things. So you have to ask yourself, what's more important, boosting up Grimsith or boosting up Corpse Explosion. Grimsith, this is going to get boosted up 89%. But it's not going to do anything for Corpse Explosion.
I waited 1,500 years for this. Should I return to my slumber?
With this, obviously I have to change out that cold skills. But this, I would be boosting up both Grimsith and Corpse Explosion, but only by that, 20%. So it's either 20% to poison skills or, 89% to just Grimsith. I'm not sure what's going to be the best way to go on there. I guess I'll have to test both of those out. I don't have an Ancient Legendary Leoric's Crown either. I might have preferred a Leoric's Crown, but I'm in the bonus to what will be poison. Oh. It's gotta be poison, doesn't it? Alright, so I won't have Ancient Legendary in that. Alright, so we're going poison.
How did you let John not trap you as he did?
Going with the gloves.
Once you are right. I was a fool. I saw the signs that he was falling from the light. I had admired him for so.
I did not put the gloves in there yet. I did not. Just go with that one. Bone Spear. Knockback. I don't think I'm doing anything with knockback or stun. Thorns. Army of the Dead. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything with any of those.
Very well.
Was I not using Crispin Sentence? Or was I not using Convention of the Elements? Convention of the Elements is only 50% bonus damage, so... I must have just been using... Crispin Sentence, Lornell, Sunstone. Let's go with this one. I'll use the Crispin Sentence in my cube. Might not need the Unity. I'm gonna try it out. But I might not need the Unity. Because I've got the extra defense from Razeth's Volition. It's possible. You know what else I'm missing? Yeah, I'm missing this. It's a must. I've got to have it. Alright. I can't do this yet. I can't do this yet. Got to have this leveled up. And that's actually kind of a good thing because, you know, I still need better items. I mean, this would be kind of a good test. I mean, I do get a lot of ancients, but even the ancients that I have, especially this weapon here, are all, none of them are very good. Alright. Let's, I'm gonna just assume this is gonna be better. Now, who knows? Because once I actually start testing this out, maybe I'm gonna find that the corpse explosion is just so powerful that it completely dwarfs my Grim Sith. But I don't know. Tough to say. I've got the Grim Sith, Cursed Sith. Oh yeah. What does this do again? Gift of Death and Singularity. So we'll go with the Poison Rune variation. Bone Armor Dislocation. Corpse Explosion, obviously the poison variation. Land of the Dead. I could either put that there or here. I was thinking of going with something else here. I mean, Decrepify with Borrowed Time might not be bad. Go with this for an extra 100% for another poison skill, or go with Frozen just to get a little bit of triple Crispin sentence damage in there.
I imagined
Stand
that the hero
alone.
of prophecy would be more lively.
Final service. I don't need this anymore. I was thinking of Fueled by Death. But oh no, wait. I was also thinking of Curses Last Forever. Okay, definitely don't need that. Curses Last Forever. Some people use this, but when you're going up against a Rift Guardian and you only got one guy cursed, this is doing nothing. Whereas this, I think this is what I used before. Alright. So I swing. Come out with a Skeletal Mage, Bone Armor. And I'm not going to bother changing out any of the stuff on any of this stuff yet, because I might find a better, maybe an ancient legendary Unity or Johnstone. So there's probably no good reason to really be changing any of that out yet. So, all in all, before I can really do anything, I gotta get this level up. Guess I don't need that just yet. Let me save it. And we'll get that other legendary gem leveled up. I'll be using, going back to Rathma for that. I gotta get some keystones, so if I'm going up to level 100, at 5 per, so I'm gonna need 20 keystones, maybe 21, just in case something gets messed up. That'll get it up to about 100. Alright, so when I come back, I'm gonna do some farming. Alright, can I put this back? Come back, I'm gonna do some farming. Now here, let me get this. This is my main build. And now I'll go here. There we go.
Gift?
Alright, so now I got all my gold find stuff on. 38,000, 50% magic find, and all that good jazz. Okay, I will be back, and I will start some Nephilim farming to get some keystones. I will be right back.